Tre Jones is out, maybe for the remainder of the season. Seems like it's going that way. Lonzo Ball could be back, but the question is, for how long? We're going to talk about it all and more on today's Locked On Bulls.
You are Locked On Bulls, your daily Chicago Bulls podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thanks for tuning in to Locked On Bulls, member of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every single day. That's Pat, the designer, host, and creator of the Windy City Breeze, and host of the Chicago Bears podcast over at ESPN 1000. I'm Haize, host and creator of Chicago Bulls Central and Chicago Bears Central YouTube pages and podcasts. And today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. Pat, Tre Jones, man, somebody who's played really good for the Chicago Bulls, man. It came out yesterday, first with Casey Johnson's mailbag, that his season's likely done. No play-in tournament. If they make the playoffs, there's a chance he could come back. How you feeling about Tre Jones' season ending?
Listen, it sucks. Tre Jones was really playing well. I think he was somebody who you felt gave you a better chance, especially with what his production is on the defensive end. Now, the Bulls defense hasn't taken much of a hit here, but when Tre Jones is on the floor, he's giving you that two-way player ability. And that's something that the Bulls kind of have in a couple of players, but it's not. That's what he does. And that's what I think this team has been missing over the last couple of weeks. Now, of course, the Lonzo news we'll talk about, but I think that piece of it, right, shows you just how valuable Tre Jones was to this team in a short stint here. And I think there's some of these games where as we go down the stretch, you're going to feel if we just had that one defensive stop, if we just had that one quick bucket, right, the speed that he brings on the offensive end, if we just had that one moment where Tre Jones is there coming off of the bench, right? Because you've lost all your guys of this build this season. Ayo Dosunmu, Tre Jones, Lonzo Ball, all have been sidelined. And I think that's something that you need, especially when playoff time gets here. Now, he may come back during the playoffs, but if he is coming back, is it I'm fighting through something to come back, or I'm actually myself?
Did you say like Tre Jones and I are the same build?
Same archetype of player, I'm saying.
Agree with that either, but I get what it's similar impact, but they're very different types of players. But it sucks to lose Tre. Tre's one of those type of players that you love with the Chicago Bulls, right? Like he's the smallest player on the court. Basically, every time he's out on the court, somehow he was averaging I think 5 or 6 rebounds here while he was with the Chicago Bulls. Like it's crazy the way he was able to rebound with being the smallest player on the court. The way he pushed the ball up, he doesn't turn the ball over. I think he averaged like 1.1 turnovers per game, while he averaged way more assists than that. Like. And he averages almost a steal and a half per game. So, like, the impact that Tre Jones was able to bring here to Chicago was felt, and it was evident when he was on the court. And we'll talk about Lonzo and what he can bring back to the court for the Bulls here in a second. But let me ask you this. From what you've seen from Tre Jones, I know that the Bulls have to work things out, yes or no, whatever, but would you like to see Tre Jones back in the Bulls uniform next year?
Listen, the fact that Tre Jones can stay on the court longer than Lonzo Ball can, I mean, I'd rather see Tre Jones back.
Me and you have been on the court almost as much as Lonzo Ball in the last 3 years.
Hey, listen, I'd take us on the team too.
You know what's crazy? I saw a thing. Do you know that Carmelo Anthony has played more games in the last 4 years than Lonzo Ball? Carmelo retired 3 years ago.
That's hilarious. That's actually funny. That's actually hilarious. Like, but yeah, listen, I mean, like I think that Tre Jones being back on this team would be very impactful for the Bulls. The tough part is, where does he fit in if you have Lonzo still on the team? Now, if you're going to end up making a trade or making some kind of move to move on from Zoe, I think that's a different conversation to have. But right now, it's just, as much as I love Tre Jones, there is nowhere for him to play. There is no role that he fits in right now off of the bench in the starting lineup where I go, yeah, we've got that spot for you. Now, the role could be Lonzo Ball insurance, which is probably what I would think you would need to have if you have Lonzo Ball, but we don't have that many roster spots available.
Yeah, at this point, Lonzo Ball is Tre Jones insurance. I don't know. Like, let's be clear here. Like, Lonzo, I told you what Bulls need to do. You put him in that same tank that the Winter Soldier was in, and you just bring him out when you have an injury.
Yeah,
That's like,
man, listen, throw him in the back to tank, bro. Yeah, I mean, just let that thing fully regenerate and come on back out.
Had they did that with LeVar Ball, he still have a foot. But nonetheless,
oh, dang it.
With that said,
marketing genius LeVar Ball.
Tre's absence. As far as the Bulls keeping Tre, I do think, and I've said this many times on Central, because people were like, "What do we have the money to keep him? Do you think this get us him cheaper?" The Bulls have the money to keep him.
I don't know why people think we don't have money or draft picks.
You know why? It's because that has been the state of the Bulls for so long that when you tell people, like I had a conversation on Twitter with somebody the other day, like the Bulls don't have enough money to offer Josh Giddey a contract without us not having money to do anything else. I said we can give Josh Giddey a contract of third. I know this is not going to happen. If the Bulls gave Giddey, Ayo, and Kobe all $30 million each, the Bulls would still have almost $70 million in cap space. So just chill on the money. The money's good for once. The Bulls' money is good. Jerry is very happy right now because the spot of the roster, the money is good. But it comes down to roster spots. Let me ask you this, Pat. I know the Bulls are probably already motivated to move Vooch. Would it be wrong for them to be motivated to find a team to also take Javon Carter for the intention of keeping Tre, specifically for? We know they should move on from him in either way, but would you be mad at the Bulls doing some maneuvers to specifically try to keep Tre Jones on this roster?
What team is dumb enough? Listen, if you find the team that's going to take Javon Carter, send them now. What team is dumb enough to take on Javon Carter? Maybe the Bucks.
The Bucks may. I mean, he played good in there. Listen, you know what? I do think that there's going to be some team that looks at Javon Carter's expiring contract and says, "Listen, we're better than the Bulls. We just need him to shoot and play D." Technically, that's all the Bulls need.
That's all the Bulls need him to do.
I know.
Don't you lie to these people, Haize. You're trying to lie to these people to up his trade value. We have no impact on the market of Leroy Carter.
Leroy Carter has to go, bro. Like, he just has to. You got to get him out of here, bro. We know Jerry's too cheap to buy him out, but you got to get him out of here, bro. Like,
that'd be funny because I do agree with you. I don't think that the Bulls are going to go out there and give Giddey, Ayo, and Kobe all $30 million a year. I do think that they may take some of that money and be like, you know what, we'll take the L. Like, please just leave us alone.
Would you be willing to attach a second round pick to get off of Leroy Carter's contract?
Yeah, second round picks you can buy back. I mean, you send somebody $2 million, you get a second round pick. Like, I'm always willing to give up a second round pick because of how easily they can be acquired.
Yeah.
That's never.
So if it took that to get rid of Leroy Carter to keep Tre Jones, is it worth it?
I would send the amount of second round picks that the Utah Jazz got back for the Rudy Gobert trade to get rid of Leroy Carter.
And the way honestly, the way I look at it too is that
second round picks that the Phoenix Suns got rid of to add Kevin Durant.
The way I look at it is this: the average second round pick stays in the league 3 to 4 years. 3 to 4 years of Tre Jones on a contract is better than any second round pick that more times than not you're going to get. Now, of course, there's always a chance you get an Ayo out of that. I'm not saying that it's 100% there, but I'd be willing for that because Tre Jones played so good for the Bulls, man. I think he made such an impact. He had great chemistry with Josh Giddey and Kobe White for that matter as well. And, we know Ayo can really play with anybody. Ayo has a game he can play with anybody. If you're able next year to have Tre Jones and Ayo Dosunmu as kind of your first pieces off the bench with, Zach Collins or whatever center we draft or whatever it is, I think you're in a pretty good spot. So I hope that the future holds. But if not, another option is, if another team does come calling, maybe the Bulls can get a sign and trade, get a little something back for Tre because, So, you hope that that's going to be the case as well, that maybe the Bulls can finagle it that way. But I hope that ultimately Tre Jones is back in the Bulls uniform. Just not holding my breath on it, though.
Where does he play, though, if you keep Lonzo? I feel like
Lonzo he's on the tip. I don't care.
He don't matter.
He don't care. He don't matter. I don't give a damn. Put him at power 4. I hate to say that. I don't care. I don't care anymore.
What position Lonzo Ball playing? He playing butt back. Butt back? What is that? Yeah, get your butt back. Get your butt back on the bench.
I don't care. And I hate, listen, Lonzo being able to even come back to the basketball. We'll talk a little bit about it. But at this point, you cannot, to me, bet on anything in your future and think Lonzo's part of the plan. Lonzo's the guy that if he's here, great. He can definitely help, but he can't be part of the plan anymore because he's one sneeze away from a broken butt bone or something. It's just going to be something crazy like that.
Lonzo is the plan, Haize, and that's why we have a problem.
That's crazy. All right, next up, we're going to continue talking about Lonzo Ball and him and returning back to the court this weekend for the Chicago Bulls. But first, we got to get to a message from a couple of our sponsors. The first one, 5 Hour Energy. Daylight savings snuck up on us again, and if you're feeling the lost hour of sleep, 5 Hour Energy has your back. The extra sunshine means more time for fun, but sometimes you need a little boost to power through. Whether you're staying up late watching NCAA tournament or recording 500 podcasts like me and Pat the designer, squeezing in around the golf after work, or just trying to keep up with your busy day, 5 Hour Energy gives you that quick, refreshing pick-me-up whether you need it, whenever you need it. I've been staying up late watching all the tournament action, and 5 Hour Energy helps me keep up the next day. Whether I'm at a game or traveling, 5 Hour Energy is the easy to grab and keeps me feeling refreshed. Head to 5hourenergy.com to find over 15 flavors to choose from, including watermelon, blue raspberry, and peach mango. You even build your own 12-pack or 24-pack delivered right to your door. If you need one now, grab 5 Hour Energy Shot at your local grocery or convenience store. They're everywhere. Stock up today and stay energized. I also got to talk to you guys about Wayfair. Spring is here, and that means it's home project season. Whether you're refreshing a room or building a sunroom like me, which I'm trying to get together, but the dogs won't stay out of there, Wayfair is the best kept secret for all things home improvement. From small updates like stylish cabinet hardware to major upgrades like new vanities, sinks, or outdoor lighting, Wayfair has quality products for every budget. I just upgraded my kitchen with Wayfair, and the selection was incredible. Their free fast shipping made it so easy, no hauling heavy items to and from the store. I love that they have top brands like GE, Moen, at great prices. Shopping was seamless, and I found exactly what I needed to fit my space and style. Wayfair makes home improvement easy. Get started now at wayfair.com. That's wayfair.com. Wayfair, every style, every home. More Locked On Bulls coming up next. All right, Pat. The prodigal injured son returns. Lonzo Ball is slated to return either today or Sunday's game. So it seems like he's cleared. It's determined by if he's gonna play today or play in Sunday's game, but he will be back in one of those games. How do you feel about the return of Lonzo Ball?
Listen, it's not a bad thing when he's on the court. He's a good basketball player. I think he'll help the team defensively. I do want to see kind of what level of comfort he's going to be playing with because he's just coming back. Like Billy Donovan has said multiple times, he's not healed. He's just not doing surgery. He's not worried about the shot. He's just coming back, which is fine, right? That's not to say Lonzo can't have an impact. The shot seems to be thrown off by that, but can he still facilitate off of the bench? Yes. Can he still give you that defensive effort? That I think was the surprising part when we talked about the return of Lonzo Ball knee-wise, because I didn't think he was going to be able to come back and be the same level of defender that could guard 1 through 5 in a single play. It does seem like he still has that. So Lonzo will make an impact on this team. And as weird as it is to say, like, hey, a locked-in defensively Lonzo Ball helps you a lot if you get into a play-in and or playoff series. Mm-hmm. Is he going to be the three-point shooter? No, probably not. And that's probably not going to come back. I don't know if it will ever come back with where Lonzo's at right now because he doesn't want to have another surgery and be out for months and get the wrist issue fixed, which I understand because this man been having surgery since he came out of his mom's womb. Like, I get where Lonzo's at right now, and so I would rather have him on the court in this capacity than not, but it does suck that we're kind of in this same position again.
Yeah, I mean, this is what happens, people, when you don't breastfeed your children. You got to get those bones strong early, and then we wouldn't have those issues. But
get on the oh yeah, I don't know if you can say that in here.
You're about to take a little farther here, bro.
I don't know if you can say that word in here. Latch to the breast.
Hey, we got through the last internal review with the only note being to put less words on the thumbnail. Let's keep it that way, Pat. We don't need no other notes.
Let's do that. Yeah. Less wordy thumbnails. It is amazing some of the stuff we say. They're just like, hey, you need to make better pictures.
You know what it is? They probably are like, hey, they're entertaining. We'll give them a little bit of leeway. You can't be vulgar and not entertaining. See, that's the thing. You can't be both. So since we're one of them, it gets
we get the pass. We get the pass. I love
a little bit of a pass, man. But you're right. Lonzo's defense is the thing that I am looking forward to most. And I mean, the Bulls have been able to keep afloat defensively. Been, float between the top 10 to top 12 team defensively. While the whole time Lonzo's out, you add Lonzo Ball's defense in, and that's really what. If I was Billy Donovan, that's what I'd be telling Zoe. Like defense. And you're facilitating. Like if your shot's falling, great. But if it's not falling, just keep doing those two things. Those things help us a lot. One thing I'm excited to see again too is like Lonzo and Josh Giddey. I think they figured out their chemistry before Kobe White and Josh Giddey figured out their chemistry.
Yeah.
They had Josh Giddey's numbers were really, really good when he was on the court with Lonzo Ball. I didn't necessarily think that would be the case coming into the season. So that could be something that they look to do as well. But I do worry, Pat, and maybe I'm thinking about this too much as you go on, right? Because playing, is Lonzo more of a liability offensively? And the reason why I asked that, his shot hasn't been falling. If you know you don't have to guard him, and we know that Josh Giddey and Kobe are going to try to get to the lane, does that make defenses easier to guard the lane because they're not going to really be worried about Lonzo shooting like they would have, before he initially got hurt when he was one of our best shooters?
I think it is a liability offensively, but the thing is Lonzo makes up for it in so many different ways on the offensive end. Listen, he was shooting poorly through the entire time he was on the court outside of like 2 or 3 games. But the impact that him and Giddey had, you just brought it up together. You could clearly see that he was improving Josh Giddey's game. Josh Giddey was allowing him to be improved on. I think the thing with Lonzo and Giddey playing together was, and I know it sounds crazy, but like Lonzo was finishing layups. Lonzo's not good at that. It's the one thing that irritates my soul. Lonzo can throw floaters. He can shoot threes. For some reason, Lonzo Ball can't lay the basketball up well. Lonzo was finishing layups. He was getting out on the run. He was getting the easy dunks and different things like that. Like those are the things where you kind of can make up for that loss of a 3-point shot. But I think the real thing is, right, like if you're talking about impact off the bench, we've seen on a consistent basis, Patrick Williams get less and less and less opportunity to prove. And we've said literally the thing we said, lock in defensively, be a defensive stopper, and we will literally get off of your back because you'll be good at something. Lonzo Ball will do that. And I think that's kind of where you're not getting offensive output from Patrick Williams anyway. So if you swap those minutes out for Lonzo Ball, which I don't know if you're going to fully swap them, but it don't sound like Billy Donovan's thrilled with Patrick Williams. I do think that that's somewhere where you can still get that production that you're looking for. And if he makes 4 layups, he's already in a better spot than P. Will is.
Bro, P. Will, man.
Here we go. That was your guy. That was your dude.
Bro, and that's why, like, listen, one thing people can say about me, I have my people that I hold out the faith for as long as humanly possible. Once you lose my faith, it's done. It takes a lot. Like, you remember, I was the guy that I thought Javon Carter was going to have a chance to start here. He came here, sucked. Now I got a nickname for him. It's done. Patrick Williams at this point, bro, I am so over the Patrick Williams experience, mainly because how do you get worse at the one thing that you did good? How do you get worse at that? How do you get worse?
Somebody asked you to do something else for 3 years.
Like, you're 23 years old. How do you get worse at something you did good? You can't start declining yet.
Hey, listen, I thought it was funny. Somebody sent me the video. They was like, Pat, you was never in on P. Will, huh? I was like, I can convince myself if you play for my team, I'm in on anybody. But
Eddie Curry, I was in on Eddie Curry for a minute. I listen, I was trying to ride with people that was like, Eddie Curry could be the next Shaq. All right, cool, baby Shaq, we got it.
You know what I mean? Hey, but they sent me a video of me watching P. Will, and I was just like, he's fine. He looks like he got a little upside. Maybe he ends up knocking down the 3 ball. Defensively, he should be good. I literally rewatched it. I was like, I hated this dude, and I knew we were gonna pick him.
Bro, somebody literally said, well, not said, somebody put up the stats, and I wish I could find the tweet real quick to put it up on the screen. I have commonly said that Tyrese Thomas is one of the most disappointing picks ever by the Bulls, considering we traded out a number 1 to get him, Marcus Aldridge, all that. Patrick Williams is more disappointing than Tyrese Thomas.
No.
Yes,
No.
you know why?
Patrick Williams' highs were never as high as Tyrese Thomas.
There you go. They're never as high as Tyrese Thomas at all.
No, I'm saying, I'm not talking about in the NBA. I'm talking about like expectation wise. Like I didn't know what to expect from P. Will. His expectations came from being selected 4th overall. They didn't come from an LSU national championship run.
I was about to say Tyrese Thomas only came because that, and you go.
He
look
had
back,
a great championship run.
He had a great championship run.
He was phenomenal.
And that is literally what got him drafted where he got drafted. He probably would have went like 12th if it wasn't for that.
I mean, technically he did. We drafted LaMarcus Aldridge and then traded for him.
Then traded
technically
him.
He did go.
No, he still was picked 4th overall. They were both picked 4th overall, Pat.
Well, we got to leave 4 alone. It's a bad number.
No more 4th. Like, stay away from 4th. I'd rather have 7s. Like, just don't. No more 4s.
7s. We 1 for 3 on 7s. We 1 for 3 on 7s. We 0 for 2 on 4s. You know what I mean? Listen, a 4 never works out. Hey, we're gonna take a break here and go to an ad read from Open Phone. But before we do, dang, I had a stroke right there. That was crazy. We're gonna talk about Matas Buzelis after this. We just gonna put the thing up. Running a small business means you're wearing a lot of hats. Your personal phone becomes your business phone, and before you know it, you're juggling customer calls all day and night. And if you're like me, where you've had the same phone number for a long time, you got to block some of these people. You know what I'm saying? You know who I'm talking about. As your team grows, though, it becomes impossible to manage everything with just your personal number. That's where Open Phone comes in. It's the #1 business phone system designed to help you keep your work life and personal life separate. For just $15 a month, the cost of a few cups of coffee, you can get a completely transparent and go get complete transparency and visibility into everything happening with your business phone number. Open Phone works through an app on your phone, on a computer, and integrates with tools like HubSpot and hundreds of others. It also uses AI powered call transcripts and summaries, so you'll have a rundown of your calls and action items the second you hang up. And if you missed the call, no problem. Automated messages are sent directly to your customer, ensuring you never miss an opportunity to engage. Right now, Open Phone is offering 20% off your first month when you go to openphone.com/LockedOnNBA. That's openphone.com/LockedOnNBA for 20% off for the first 6 months. Openphone.com/LockedOnNBA. And if you have an existing number with another service, Open Phone will port them over at no charge. I am having a stroke right now. More Locked On Bulls coming up next. Sweet Jesus. No music. That was a rough transition.
That was a very rough transition. But here's why it was a rough transition. I literally got an alert on my computer because my emails come up from my daughter's school, and I saw my daughter's name, and that's what happened. But luckily, everything's well. She was just sending me an alert through the school thing asking for money, so it's normal. But I saw the alert first, and I was like, what is this?
My baby. Oh, this.
Yeah. My baby. Oh, she needs money. That's normal. So my fault on the no music. I apologize.
My baby. Oh, she needs money. I ain't worried about it.
Nonetheless, Pat. Matas Buzelis. A lot of people have been asking, could Matas realistically get in Rookie of the Year talk? I don't personally think so. I think that's kind of gone too far for him to start, but maybe not, because Stephon Castle is also having a really solid second half of the season. But I think the more important conversation, the more realistic conversation, is can he make all rookie first team? Hey, Pat, do you think he can realistically get in the Rookie of the Year? And then not, how do you feel about all rookie first team for Matas Buzelis?
Rookie of the Year is probably going to be tough because it's been very up and down. But with that being said, Matas Buzelis, outside of Stephon Castle, is the only rookie that feels like he has star potential right now. And that's with Alex Sarr playing better to finish the season. That's with Zachary Richardson having some good games lately. None of them feel like stars. Matas Buzelis feels like he can be a star. And because of that, I do think all rookie team is in his future. I do think first team all rookie is in his future. I know the numbers may not speak to it in totality, but when you look at the second half numbers, Matas has just been absolutely balling defensively. He's gotten so much better. I don't think that there are 5 better rookies in this draft right now. And I think there's a lot of people realizing it. I've seen a lot of fan bases like retweeting different Matas clips and stuff like that. Especially when he played Luka and the Lakers and stuff. It was just like, how did this dude get to 10? How did we not see this? Like, of this draft, there shouldn't be many stars in this draft. How did he get to the Bulls? And that makes me feel good, knowing that people feel like they missed out.
Yeah. The latest Rookie of the Year ladder from NBA.com, not to say that this is the end-all, be-all. They have Stephen Castle, number 1.
Yeah.
Risha Share, number 2. Number 3, Alex Sarr. Number 4, Khalil Ware, which is surprising. And then you got Jalen Wells from the Memphis Grizzlies above. Matas Buzelis doesn't even register on the top 10.
Which doesn't surprise me. Matas numbers don't register in the top 10. You know what I mean?
True.
Like Matas didn't play for half of a basketball season.
Yeah.
But I do like how Billy Donovan, he was talking about it the other day, and he was like, listen, the goal with Matas Buzelis isn't to get him great numbers. The goal isn't to get him, just on the court, and then he figures it out in this trial by fire kind of way to make things happen. He's like, the goal is to make him a good basketball player.
Yeah.
And he has the drive to do that. He understood what we were trying to do with him. And as you can see now, it's working.
The shot, you're actually wrong on that. He's played 74 games with 6 left to go. He's probably going to play 80 games this season.
Yeah, games still count as long as you go into the game.
Yeah, I don't know where he hasn't played enough games. He's literally played in just about every Chicago Bulls
got
game.
In. It just was 5-6 minutes. It still counts. Which is why Billy probably played him those 5-6 minutes. I'm not going to take you out of these awards because them awards is money. But
pre All-Star break, he averaged 14.8 minutes per game. Post All-Star break, the 21 games since, he's averaged 26 minutes per game. Yeah, if he had played those 26 minutes, 26 minutes per game the whole entire season, he definitely would be in that consideration. But I love what you said. There aren't 5 rookies in this class better than Matas Buzelis.
Which is weird.
Just isn't.
It's just weird.
It just isn't. So
it's just I love it. Listen, I love how Matas has been scoring. I love how he's been playing. He shot the basketball so much better since All-Star break. I believe he's averaging 14 and 7 since then. He's averaging more, if I'm not mistaken, than Risha Shea and Alex Sarr right now post All-Star break. Now he's not averaging that pre All-Star break, but post All-Star break. I think his numbers are some of the best rookie numbers outside of Stephon Castle, who's just yet again. Every time you bro, so good.
And keep in mind, they just made a trade for De'Aaron Fox where they gave up none of their young players and none of their best picks. They only gave up theoretical fake picks. Is basically what they what they gave up for. It's so crazy how the Spurs operate. And keep in mind, they have a legitimate chance of getting Cooper Flagg this year. It's crazy.
Now, the one thing I'll say about Stephon Castle, he got to improve on it. He's not efficient at all.
Oh no, he's just getting shots up, right?
This guy's a chucker.
Yeah. He's getting shots up. Which at this point in the season, that's what the Spurs probably look at this as. Let's go out and get Castle some reps in the season. Which cool, you're great. You're in that position, but we'll see. Because also defensively, I know that Matas has a long way to go defensively. Castle defensively, bro, you could probably go out and put 10 on Stephon Castle.
Listen,
not literally.
There's a lot of deficiencies in Castle's game. Castle is fun, and he's consistent.
And he's going to be a good player.
He's going to be good. He's got to have that moment that Jalen Green had. I can't just throw this mug up there and 80 times and put up 40 points. You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing. I don't expect Stephon Castle to be a defensive player. I didn't expect him to be a defensive player when he came into the league.
Yeah.
So I think I would say him being 1 makes a ton of sense. But after that, dog, I'll take Matas over the rest of this class.
Yeah.
Is there another rookie in this class that is above Matas right now for you?
No. When you look at the potential on both sides of the ball, the blocks, like there's offensively, I would take Stephon Castle more. I think Stephon Castle kind of fit more offensively, but are you talking about overall, like where he can go? Because I think that's now. I think Matas will have a deeper bag offensively than Stephon Castle when it's all said and done, offensively and defensively. So honestly, in this class, as it stands right now, no.
Here's your top 10 because everybody went above him. Rishai Shea, no. Sar, no. Reed Shepard, absolutely not. Although I do kind of like his game.
He has a dog mentality.
Ron Holland the second. Yeah, maybe I might. Yeah,
maybe.
I might yeah, Ron Holland the second, a hooper. I ain't gonna lie.
And he's a dog defensively too.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. But you got to develop that offense game. But he nice. Yeah. Saloons of the Hornets, absolutely. That was a terrible pick. They are bad at drafting. Like LaMelo Ball was a layup.
Bro,
for
I
them.
told you. I was in a
this.
conversation. We literally went through all the players that went one spot below, just one spot. We didn't even go like five. One spot below the Charlotte Hornets. They would have had an all-star studded lineup if they would have like over like 5 drafts. But go ahead, keep going.
Excuse me. Rob Dillingham.
I like Rob, but I wouldn't take him over Matas.
I would not take him over Matas. Zach Edey, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Bro, I was watching Zach Edey last night because the Grizzlies was playing. He literally moves like
he's going to be unplayable in certain playoff series.
Bro, he's going to be unplayable in the third and fourth quarters. Like, what are you talking about? Did give me a steak, though. Shout out to Zach Edey for that. Cody Williams is a disappointment.
Scotty Barnes syndrome. Go ahead, keep going.
Scotty Barnes syndrome. And then it's Matas.
Oh, yeah.
I would take nobody above Matas, who was drafted.
Yeah. So
Bub Carrington has been nice. He's after Matas. He's terrible.
Devin, yeah. No, that hairline. I'm not mature enough to cover the hairline of that stature.
Tristan Da Silva's nice on the Magic.
He's nice. No. I wouldn't take him over Matas though.
Dalton Connect. You know what? The Lakers hate Dalton Connect, and I don't know why.
That we can give him a slightly used Nikola Vucevic for him.
I would still. That's the one. I think Dalton Connect has a much higher ceiling than what the Lakers have. I think he is a catch and shoot demon. But hey, what do I know?
You would think somebody who was a catch and shoot demon themselves would know how to develop that, but
he probably hates him. Just because of that. Just like, I don't want you. Nobody can do it like I did.
That's hilarious, man. Well, we do have a game tonight. Let's hope the Bulls can get it done. We may be live for briefly after the game tonight. Anything left, Pat?
Nah, man. Looking through this draft, though. Bronny James, best second-round pick out of all these mugs. It's kind of
Bronny James is a good second-round pick for sure.
Bronny James, best second-round pick. Better than Kyle Filipowski. And when I had him top 20, Jesus.
Yeah. All right, man. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. You guys can follow Pat at Pat the Designer. You can follow us collectively at Locked On Bulls. If you want to follow me, which is very dangerous, at CEO Haize, if you choose to do so. Locked On Bulls is free and available on every podcasting app and platform of your choice. I was up at 4 a.m. and I made a video to completely and utterly kill somebody. So there you go. If you want to see some ether, go and check out my Twitter. We're free and available on every podcasting app and platform of your choice, as well as YouTube, the Odyssey app, Amazon Fire TV, Roku TV, Fubo TV. Love you guys. Go Bulls. See Red, y'all. Peace.
Peace.